You picked it up 14 times before lunch. You know this because part of you was counting. And yet, every time something pulled your hand back to that glowing rectangle. Not hunger, not boredom, not even curiosity. Something older. Something that has nothing to do with the phone at all. The real reason you can't stop checking your phone has nothing to do with willpower. And it has nothing to do with technology. It goes back much further than that. Back to a time when the difference between paying attention and not paying attention was the difference between surviving and not surviving. Your brain is not broken. It is working exactly as designed. The problem is that the design is ancient. Here is what is actually happening inside your skull every time you reach for that screen. Your brain runs on a chemical called dopamine. You have probably heard of it. Most people think of dopamine as the reward chemical, the thing that floods your system when something good happens. But that is not quite right. Neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz spent decades studying dopamine in primates, and what he discovered flipped the conventional understanding on its head. Dopamine does not spike when you get a reward. It spikes when you are about to get a reward. It spikes at the moment of anticipation, the moment just before you know what is coming. Think about what that means for your phone. Every time you pick it up, you do not know what you are going to find. Maybe a message, maybe a notification, maybe nothing at all. That uncertainty, that gap between reaching and knowing, is precisely the condition that sends dopamine surging. Your brain is not rewarding you for checking, it is rewarding you for the act of being about to check. This is the same mechanism that makes gambling so difficult to walk away from. The slot machine researcher B.F. Skinner discovered it with pigeons in the 1950s. He found that if you reward a behavior every single time, it becomes easy to stop. The pigeon learns the pattern and relaxes. But if you reward a behavior only sometimes, unpredictably, the behavior becomes almost impossible to extinguish. The pigeon keeps pressing the lever, long after the food stops coming. Your phone is a slot machine in your pocket. Every check is a pull of the lever. And the rewards, the messages, the likes, the interesting posts arrive unpredictably, on no fixed schedule. Your brain never learns to stop expecting something, so it never stops telling you to look. But dopamine alone does not explain everything, because there is something your brain is doing underneath the dopamine, something even more fundamental, something your ancestors needed to stay alive on the open savannah. Neuroscientist Michael Merzenich calls it the novelty bias. Your brain evolved in an environment where new information, a rustling in the grass, a change in the smell of the air, an unfamiliar sound from across the waterhole, was potentially life-saving. The brain that ignored novelty got eaten. The brain that could not help turning toward it survived. And that brain is your brain. When your phone lights up, your visual cortex fires before your prefrontal cortex even knows what it is looking at. The signal reaches your amygdala, the ancient threat detection center deep in the core of your brain, and it triggers an orienting response so fast and so automatic that it happens before conscious thought. You are already reaching before you have decided to reach. The ancient part of your brain classified the notification as a potential signal worth investigating, and your hand moved. You were not checking your phone. Your brain was scanning the environment for survival-relevant information. It just happened to be doing it with a 4-inch screen. Now add the social layer. Humans are the most cooperative species that has ever existed. Your ancestors survived not because they were the fastest or the strongest, but because they were part of a group. And staying part of a group required constant social monitoring. Who is in favor? Who is out? Who is talking about you? Who needs to know what you know? Getting this wrong, being excluded, being out of the loop, missing a shift in the social hierarchy could mean losing access to food, shelter, protection, and reproduction. Your brain evolved to treat social information as one of the highest priority inputs it processes. Psychologist Matthew Lieberman at UCLA has spent his career demonstrating that the same neural circuits that process physical pain also process social rejection. Being left out hurts in the same way a broken bone hurts. Not metaphorically, neurologically. The same regions light up, and your phone is a social information machine. Every check is your ancient brain asking, am I still connected? Am I still in the group? Has something happened that I need to know? The fear of missing out. That low-level anxiety that sits behind your sternum when you have been offline too.